Killjoy remains one of the best sentinels in the game, even after her most recent changes. I have made videos in the past covering her lineups and setups for Ascent and Split, and now it's time for a new one. So here is the Complete Killjoy Guide for Icebox. First I will cover some of the setups for A site. Now when it comes for turrets on A, there is a lot of different places you can put them. You could put one here, you could put it here, you could put it inside of this window, you could put it on this box, you could put it on this box, you could put it on a catwalk. There are so many different good places for your turret, so I'm just going to cover my top 3. The first one that I want to show you starts by placing your turret on top of this box in the corner, facing you. This will sort of act like a cipher tripwire, for when the enemies pass through here, it'll alert you when they're entering into this area. If you hold in this back corner, you'll be able to see if they enter sight from this way, but you won't be able to see if they enter from this direction, so I suggest placing your alarm bot here. You don't need to place it too far forward because this area is pretty small, so you can place it a little bit further back to hopefully make sure that the enemies won't be able to shoot it sooner. Now if the alarm bot goes off, you'll know that they're entering from this way, and if it doesn't, you'll know the other way. I then suggest placing one of your swarm grenades here to get anyone that your alarm bot will detect, and then your other swarm grenade here to cover anyone that would be going this way. You can then hold in this corner to be able to see people as soon as the turret goes off and if they're entering this direction. And if the alarm bot goes off, you can pop this swarm grenade and shoot them when they come out of here.
Found them. Swarm grenade out.
One enemy remaining.
The next setup I want to show you guys starts by placing your turret into this window. Now there's a lot of different high up locations that you can place your turret on this site, and they all cover very similar angles, but I like this one for a very specific reason that I'll cover in just a second. Now this turret won't be able to see many of the low down places, but it'll see all of the high up places. And I like this one because it's a little bit more difficult to shoot because it's hidden by this window a little bit. Now this turret won't be able to see when they enter into this choke point, so I suggest placing your alarm bot here to cover this whole area. You can then place one nanoswarm here and one nanoswarm here to completely cover this area in your swarm grenades. Now once they've exited this area and go onto site, the turret will be able to see them no matter which way they go. The last setup I want to show you guys starts by placing your turret on top of this box. I like this turret spot because it covers more angles than any other turret spot on this site. There's only one route that the enemy can go to sneak past it. If they hug this wall very closely, the turret won't be able to see them until about here. That's why I suggest keeping your alarm bot in the same position as before. That way you know when they enter into this area. You can then place one swarm grenade here, and then your second swarm grenade here to completely cover this route. That way the alarm bot goes off, you can then check which way they're going, and then catch them completely into this area.
Turrets destroyed. Found them. Bot assist.
Now we'll do some A lineups. If someone's holding in this back corner, you can stand inside of this rope, aim where these two buildings meet, and throw. It'll land right in that corner, forcing anyone here to move. If someone's holding in this doorway where the zipline goes to, you can stand in the same place as before, aim at this line, and throw. If someone's holding in the window next to the doorway, you can line yourself up with this line on the ground, aim at this line, and move to the right just a bit and throw. Now I usually don't cover mid setups, but I think this turret placement is really good on this map. If you place it on top of this box, it'll be able to just barely see over that and see them as they're entering into mid. And it's really difficult to shoot, so I think this turret is really good on this map. You can then place your alarm bot here to cover when they enter underneath tube. Or you can place your alarm bot here to cover when they enter into this area. Now you don't need this alarm bot very far forward. If you place it too far forward, it'll be much easier to see and hear before the alarm bot can ever see them. So I suggest just placing it a little bit further back than you normally would, and it'll still cover the same amount of area.
Found them. Ah, turret down.
The first setup on B side I want to show you guys starts by placing your turret facing towards you on the very edge of this box. The closer you get it to the edge, the more vision you'll be able to get out of it. Now this turret will be able to see them coming out of this way, this side, and from the top. This turret will also be able to see them if they go underneath of tube, but if you place it wrong, it won't be able to see this area at all. So placing your alarm bot here can be very beneficial. That way, if you place the turret just a little bit wrong, this alarm bot will be able to cover that for you. But I think there's an even better spot for this turret for the alarm bot, and that's in this room. Now, tube is completely invisible to this turret, as well as the flank. The turret won't be able to see either of these spots. So placing your alarm bot in this room, I think, is even better than the other spot, because it can cover the flank, tube, and the window. The next setup I want to show you guys starts by placing your turret on this box in the corner, facing you. This will be able to see all the way down this hallway, and as soon as they come out of this hallway as well. When they start entering into this hallway, this turret will be able to see them right away and begin shooting them. And if they decide to go underneath here, it'll also be able to see them when they come out of here. Now this turret has no vision over in this area, so placing your alarm bot here I think is the best way to go. You don't need to place it too far forward because this area is pretty small, so you can place it a little bit further back. By placing a little bit further back, hopefully the enemy won't be able to hear and shoot it quite as early. You can then place one swarm grenade here. That way whenever the alarm bot goes off, you can pop this and deal some damage to them. The only place you can stand to have both of these running the whole time is right here. And you can see both angles from here.
Definitely up in kitchen, I think.
Found them. Swarm grenade out.
Enemy spotted.
The last setup I want to show you guys starts by placing your turret way back here by this snowman. Now because the turret has unlimited range, it'll still be able to see them when they come out of those two areas. As you can see, as soon as they start coming out of here, the turret will instantly begin shooting them. Now once again, this turret has no vision over this area at all, so placing your alarm bot in the same place as before is a good bet. Or placing this room like the first one can also be beneficial. Now you don't need to cover the flank route with this alarm bot, because this turret actually sees when they come up on this stairway. So you don't need to cover that with your alarm bot because the turret already covers it. So you can place your alarm bot a little bit further, that way you can cover ramps just a little bit sooner. Or like I said before, placing your alarm bot here also works out. Either of the two spots is good. Because B-side is so open, there's only a few lineups that I think are even worth learning. The first one is if someone's holding here, you can stand on top of these barrels, aim at the star in the sky, and throw. If someone's holding behind these big boxes, you can line yourself up with this line on the wall, find this little clump of snow on top, aim at the bottom of it and to the left just a bit, and throw.